Portland's premier pop culture event is back at the Oregon Convention Center. Rose City Comic Con is happening once again from September 11th through the 13th. And this year, they're getting Alan Tudyk, Patton Oswalt, Brian Michael Bendis, and so many more celebrities and comic creators to come hang out with us here in Portland. Plus, of course, all of the other amazing programming they do every year. Buy your passes today at rosecitycomiccon.com. That's rosecitycomiccon.com. Today on CityCast Portland, we're talking about why there's a secretive effort to privatize Oregon liquor sales and what that could mean for prices. We're also looking at some of Portland's pettiest gripes. Plus, does a city council candidate even know what our city hall looks like? I'm your host, Claudia Meza. With me are Brian M. Vance, founder of Stumptown Savings, your friendly food economy newsletter, and our very own senior producer, Julia Fiaioni. Welcome back to the show, you guys. How's it going?
Hello, good morning.
I can't believe you're letting me be on twice in 1 week. It's that's pretty cool.
You know what? I just thought this was your week, Brian.
Yeah, I'm taking it. I love it. Yeah, that's great.
I love it too.
Awesome to be back.
So we usually kick things off with an opening question, and today's is inspired by something CityCast Portland neighbor Josh T sent in. So shout out to Josh T. That's also my brother's name, so shout out to him. Anyhow, Josh T found the most amazing error on the campaign site for District 4 City Council candidate Eli Arnold. If you don't remember, back in 2024, Eli ran unsuccessfully for the Portland City Council, same district. He is a bike cop, a veteran, lives in Selwood. He seems like a nice, normal guy. He ran largely on a law and order platform, vowing to support the police bureau and taking a harder stance on enforcing camping laws. He just didn't get enough votes the first time around, and now he's back at it. But it appears he might have either used AI or just hired someone not familiar with our city to build his latest campaign site, because on the policy changes page of his site, next to text that says, "A city hall that works for businesses," is this like really large and beautiful picture of a city hall. It's just not ours. For some reason, Eli has a picture of Portland, Maine's City Hall building. A city, which I double checked, you guys, because you know what? He could be fooling us, but he's definitely not running for city council in Portland, Maine.
I don't think he's eligible, yeah.
He got the wrong city, folks, is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I did my due diligence, okay? And
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Somebody had to do it.
It's still up as of this morning. It's Tuesday, RIP, Dolly Parton. We are taping Tuesday morning, still up. Check it out for yourself if you think we're lying. EliForPortland.com. Poor guy. That's going to be a hard one to live down. Again, not sure how that picture made it to his site, but my question to you both is, what is the most frustrating or hilarious AI-sourced mistake that you have either experienced or seen?
So I haven't experienced this personally, but I was actually reading about this morning. Apparently Taco Bell has been rolling out like AI drive-through voices. What? So rather than speaking to a person, you're speaking to AI, except a man ordered 18,000 cups of water and broke the system. And so now they're rolling the whole thing back. And it just proved that. It just proved to me that like where there is an opportunity for some shenanigans, someone will do it. And that's the problem with putting AI into something like that, because the AI isn't smart enough to be like, get out of here. We're not going to give you 18,000 cups of water. Like that's
AI is not smart enough to go, Brian M. Vance, fuck out of here. Get out of my line. You're like some trickster.
I had no idea this was happening, actually. I mean, it's now that I know it, I'm not shocked, because like if you've been through a drive-through anytime in the past like 10 years, I feel like there's always been like some sort of pre-recorded message that often plays.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I've noticed that.
I wouldn't
asking
know.
if you want to use like a rewards app or give them your blood type or
orders.
Name your child after them or whatever. So
it's always funny too, because that voice is like da 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 da.
Yeah.
And then the other person gets on, they're like, all right, what do you want? It's like
they're just over it.
That's so funny. Well, Brian, what do you think of this mistake, though? This Eli Arnold mistake?
I mean, I went and checked it out when you shared that this was going to be the question, and it's there. And I'm also looking, like, the photos, a lot of them are very generic. Like, I'm wondering if this photo, restore traffic safety and enforce the rules of the road, shows a bike cop. I'm almost 100% certain that is not a Portland police officer bike cop.
You think the whole thing?
He is a Portland bike cop. Why didn't you just put your own damn photo there, Eli?
That's a
Like,
good
oh my God.
point.
and I get it. Like, you're trying to build a whole website. Sourcing photos is hard, but like, you live in Portland. Like, they don't
Just
have to
go
be
outside.
super fancy.
Just go outside with your
yeah,
phone.
you're on a bike. Go get some. It's
Oh
not
my-
that hard. But also that he didn't catch this and flag it. It's like the attention to details there. A little
that
bit lacking.
speaks volumes to me, where I'm just like, you didn't realize that that's Portland, Maine? Our city hall is a very distinctive look. It looks like a fancy steakhouse, you know?
Yes, that is a great way of
But
putting
it's
it.
true. It looks like I mean, not from the outside. Once you in, it looks like a fancy steakhouse / oyster house. Everything's marble. It just looks, you know what I mean? It looks a little swanky.
I am wondering now if Eli's going to find out about this mistake through our show. So sorry,
That'd be great.
Eli. We're definitely calling attention to it. But okay, so this question was a little bit hard for me because I think anytime I see an AI mistake out in the world, I get so annoyed that I just put it into a memory hole and just forget I even saw it. But I do remember the hilarious and frustrating and sometimes shocking ways I hear about friends of friends using AI in their life. So I compiled a small list of that for you guys to see if you'll be equally as shocked. So I heard of a friend asking ChatGPT to apologize to them in place of an ex that owes them an apology. So basically, they'll feed ChatGPT the scenario and be like, okay, now apologize to me so they can actually heal from that trauma. Isn't that crazy?
I mean,
you ever
yeah, it's
heard of it?
weird,
It's
but
weird, but is it useful?
I was about to say,
my
like, if
God.
it helps, like, it's
Interesting.
Here's the thing, Julia. I don't think I'd ever do that. I totally understand why emotionally you're freaked out by it. But at the
Yeah.
same time, it's like not. Is there a word for yucking someone's emotional yum? I'm just saying.
right. Like, it ain't hurting anyone.
I'm sure there's a German word for it.
There's a German word for it. Gray. What's the word?
Incredibly
Okay,
harsh.
I'm just saying we're all just little meat bags out here, vulnerable, sad, whatever makes someone feel okay and they're not hurting somebody. I'm just like, good for you, baby.
Could be worse.
I think it's
could be
actually
worse.
pretty clever.
But
That is so funny.
But it is very dystopian for sure. Like 100%.
No, the old man in me was like, oh, God. Okay,
I mean,
let me
people
give you
are
another
marrying
one.
their AI chatbots. So
See, that's where it gets, that's what I feel like that
Yeah,
leads
'cause
to.
you're-
And
you're
that's
thinking-
where it gets weird for me.
And then it just leads to marriage.
Because then
And
it's like,
Julia's
well,
against
why don't
it.
I date you instead? Your
Right,
apology
you
is so
apologize.
That's not
nice.
what's gonna happen.
Okay. Okay, next thing. Okay. I have a friend of a friend who asked a friend to edit their essay for a master's program application. And instead of this friend editing the essay, they asked AI to edit it. Wah, wah. That's so heartbreaking.
that's
I hate
not
that.
cool.
Because
Yeah.
anyone
That's
could have
stuck with
yeah,
me
that's
forever.
Just say you don't want to do it, or you
yeah.
can't do it.
Don't waste my time. Don't put my words
Right.
into this AI bot now that I'm going to submit to this school I'm trying to get
Especially
into.
without their consent and without their knowledge, because
Yes.
yeah, like that's just
That's fucked up
You're a
because it could get
dick.
rewritten as AI, and now there's software where it could detect
Yes.
stuff like that, and it could
But it's
really
funny because
many
that software is
jeopardize.
AI and
Yeah.
it's not actually very good at detecting
So many-
itself.
so many things.
It's such a mess.
Okay, last one for you. I recently went on a cruise to Alaska.
Oh heck. Yeah.
And I have this theory that the music that was played in the dining hall the whole time was either mostly AI or all AI, because every single song sounded like Dua Lipa but wasn't Dua Lipa. And it drove me and my partner crazy.
Did
Because
you
it
use
was like,
Spotify? I mean,
we didn't even go
sure.
that far because we knew we had days left of this trip and didn't want to know. And it's either that or all music is just starting to sound like AI now, which is also frustrating, like popular top 40 music.
Yeah.
Well, now I want to know. Does anybody know Royal Caribbean? Are they using AI music, or is it just
Yeah,
some like
please.
random Eastern European, Dua Lipa ripoff?
just making 10,000 songs to very specific
Yeah.
requests.
Oh man. Well, thank you both for your answers. Sorry, Eli, if this is how you have to hear about your website needing some editing.
By a human.
Yeah. Before we break, I just wanted to quickly share that Northwest Children's Theater is having a summer sale, which ends this week. You save 20% on tickets with code SUMMER SALE, all one word. If you have kids this seems like an adorable thing to do with them. And this is pretty. And once you get your tickets, you're able to swap them for other times or days for whatever show you're buying into. So like if something comes up like illness or just life, which seems like that happens a lot with little kids, you can do that. This seems like a brilliant idea for parents. So hit up nwcts.org for all the details. Again, they're having a summer sale, 20% off tickets at the end of this week, August 31st. All right, let's take a quick break here. And when we come back, Brian is going to tell us about a new effort to privatize liquor sales in Oregon, meaning liquor at grocery stores. The Montevilla Jazz Festival is happening this Labor Day weekend, September 4th through the 6th. And this year, there's 25 featured concerts throughout the Montevilla neighborhood and Mount Tabor Park. That's 3 days of top-notch, all-original jazz programming, world premieres, and a walkable neighborhood full of music, food, and discovery, including a special opening night at Alberta Rose Theatre, celebrating large ensemble composition, cross-disciplinary collaboration, and the creative voices of Portland artists. Featuring North Pole Studios Rhythm and Hues, which pairs local musicians with autistic and developmentally disabled visual artists, and the debut of Rebecca Sanborn's Shadow Work. Get your pass today at montevillajazz.org. That's montevillajazz.org. I'd like to introduce you to Stacked Piercing, a new luxury piercing studio in Portland's Alberta Arts District. It's local and woman-owned, welcoming everybody exactly as they are. Stacked is calm and spa-like, so no chaotic vibes, no piercing guns, just expert care in a space built to put you completely at ease. A relaxed atmosphere for ages 8 and up. Custom curated ear and nose looks are their specialty, which are guided every step of the way, and the Stack method follows your natural anatomy for placement that lasts and supports your healing long after you leave. They have beautiful, high-quality jewelry for modern mood, Buddha jewelry, and Tawapa, with hundreds of designs meeting the standards of the Association of Professional Piercers, which I've heard in this world is a big deal, so you're walking out day one in your dream piece. And CityCast listeners can take 20% off their first booking at stackedpiercing.com. Just use the code CityCast20. It's for services only. Jewelry is not included. That's stackedpiercing.com. So, reading into all of this, Brian, I learned that Oregon is one of 17 U.S. states with some form of like state-controlled or monopolized liquor sales. Could you kind of explain that a little for listeners? Because I know that people who didn't grow up in these states are probably just like, yeah, what is up with that?
Yeah, I mean, it's actually, if you think about it, it kind of goes back to the way that like liquor in America really started. Like it used to be a very controlled industry. In a lot of states, it still is very controlled. There are certain states where you can't buy it on certain days. You can't buy it after certain times, etc. So, you know, I grew up in Ohio, which had, at least when I left, 15 years ago, it had like a hybrid system where they were state-run liquor stores, but they were inside grocery stores. So you would have to physically walk through like a different door inside the grocery store to get into.
Oh, interesting.
Like it was called like an ABC store. It's not that different than what Oregon currently has in that like they're state-run stores. So the liquor is actually owned by the state of Oregon. All liquor that comes into the state of Oregon comes in through the OLCC. They have a giant warehouse just south of Portland in Milwaukee where they store it all. And then they basically have licenses for people to operate liquor stores to sell that liquor to you. The reason they do this is it allows them to better control the industry, better control how much liquor is getting out there. Crucially, it allows them to kind of control pricing in a way that you don't really see in states that have totally privatized liquor industries. And it's a thing that Oregon's done for a long time. People have tried to change it in the past. We just haven't been successful at it. But people keep trying. They keep trying.
Well, one thing that I've noticed, so growing up in California, when I moved up to Washington, actually, for college, at that time, they were also state controlled. And I remember knowing, going back and forth between Oregon and Washington for stuff and just being like, I just remember thinking it felt really quaint. Like, oh, this is so cute. Like, you could only go to the liquor, like this one specific store. I mean, I wasn't a big liquor buyer, but like, I just remember thinking like it was odd not to see that in the grocery stores. But the one thing I did appreciate, like once I became older and I started actually buying liquor, was that it was noticeably cheaper.
Yeah, they have better prices. And what's interesting is like if you think about like if you've ever been to another state, like if you go up to Washington right now, you can walk into a Fred Meyer, you can walk into a Costco, you can find liquor. Their selection is going to be pretty pathetic compared to any of the liquor stores in Portland. Like they just, because that's what they sell, they just carry a lot more of it. And so you get like really obscure types of tequila or unique gins from all over, the world that you're just not going to find in Fred Meyer or Safeway.
Yeah. And without the markup, like that's the other thing about, I know you're going to talk about the lottery system. I know we haven't even talked about this privatization. I just wanted people to understand like what we have, like why it's different.
We have a public liquor system in Oregon. It's all run through a state agency. But as I said, people keep trying to change it. There are two Portlanders who are very mysterious. They will not answer questions from anybody. This is not their first go around at this. They actually tried to get on the 2026 ballot. They failed miserably. They are back again trying to get on the 2028 ballot. I've tried reaching out to them. One of them, their phone number doesn't even work. So the number listed on the official documentation, you call it, it says it can't accept phone calls. The other one just won't talk. He won't pick up the phone. You try to reach out to him on social media. They don't respond. They're just very mysterious. We don't necessarily know how serious this is because they don't have a PAC, a political action committee. They don't even have like necessarily like a campaign website. But we do know that their goal is to get a question on the 2028 ballot to ask Oregonians if they want to allow grocery stores to sell liquor. The thing is, we don't have to look too far away to see what happened when you do that. So Washington in 2012, also via a ballot measure, voted to end their public liquor, situation. They privatized liquor sales, which means that basically grocery stores are free to now go source their own liquor, so they can go directly to wholesalers and buy directly from them. They can sell it on their shelves. The state doesn't necessarily control that part of it. The state taxes it, at the sale, but it's a different system. And what we saw was in the first 2 years, prices went up dramatically. I mean, for a standard like 750 milliliter size, and I always love that like liquor is using the metric system because it's an international industry. So it's not on our weird American standard measurement system. Like prices went up like almost 15% in the first 2 years. And then another study, from the 2 years after that showed that prices continued to go up. And then if you look at like data from 2012 to 2024, I think is the last year that there's data on this, it shows that prices in Washington rose dramatically faster than prices in Oregon and Idaho, which both have state-controlled liquor industries. So it shows that the idea that like the thing that you often hear from people is like, well, let the market compete. They'll lower prices, they'll bring it down, but also convenience. So it's like you can win on convenience because yes, it's sold at a lot more stores because now every grocery store in Washington is free to sell liquor, but the prices go up. And the prices go up for a number of reasons. The big one is like, if you think about this debate we're having in this country right now about universal health care, when you have a bunch of individual entities trying to buy, there's no one superpower negotiator who can just like put their foot down and say, this is the price I will pay and not a penny more. When you have a state-controlled liquor industry, that's actually what's happening. Like, think of it as like a universal liquor buyer for the state of Oregon. That's what the OLCC is. So when they got rid of that in Washington, you saw costs rise. Another interesting thing that I saw, and this one hasn't been covered as much, lots of people have covered how the prices have gone up. Rates of hospitalization due to alcohol-induced illness or injuries also went up dramatically in areas.
That's so interesting.
If you think about it, I mean, again, this is not what the study actually says. The study doesn't necessarily say it's because of this, but in my mind, I can draw a little correlation here, which is that if it's sold at a heck of a lot more stores and it's a lot easier to get, people are more likely to buy it. And they have seen liquor sales shoot up dramatically in Washington since privatization. So they're just selling a lot more liquor now than they used to. But as a whole, there have been studies by the University of Chicago. There have been studies by public health agencies. It shows that Washingtonians on average are worse off now than they were before for a variety of reasons. Costs, health outcomes, lack of choice. You may have more places you can go get it, but you have a smaller variety of options.
So those are the possible, because I was looking into this, like negatives, positives. For me, it's always like price, right? But I'm curious how much money the state has made, Washington State, comparatively speaking, because I know they also boosted their alcohol tax. Like it wasn't just sales tax. They like created a new tax. Like they were just like, and here's another one, for you little thirsty freaks. And like, and people were buying.
That's exactly what they said.
And this is how I know is because my partner's parents at one point were living in Seattle, and like whenever we go up to visit, they'd be like, bring us some wine. We're not paying these prices. But yeah, so I'm just curious how much more money the state is, like if Washington State itself, not the people, because the people,
the government.
The government, have they made more money? Like, could Oregon make more money this way as a state, or are they losing everything? You know what I'm saying? Like, are they losing? Because we don't do sales tax, but what if they like specifically taxed alcohol?
Well, and they would. So that is the thing about this proposal is it would require the retailers to pay a monthly fee, but then also it would allow the OLCC to come up with some sort of tax, because right now, every bottle of liquor sold, the OLCC gets a cut of that. And so they don't necessarily have to put as much taxes on alcohol. There's no place in the country that sells you alcohol without some sort of tax on it. Like it's just, you can't find a place. But Oregon doesn't necessarily have to put as much of it because they can actually get money out of the sale. If we were to do away with their monopoly of the liquor industry, that is basically what it is, they would have to come up with a different way of getting that money. And so it's hard to imagine that they wouldn't jack up the alcohol taxes. And so that is a part of the raising prices, but it's not the only part of it. The other big thing is that like, because everyone is now out there negotiating their own deals with wholesalers and producers, not everyone's getting the best price to begin with. And I mean, I haven't seen actual data on this, but it's hard to imagine considering how much alcohol sales have gone up in the 14 years since privatization in Washington, that the state isn't bringing in more revenue. It's just bringing it in a different way and at a higher cost to the average consumer, if that makes sense.
It really makes me wonder how big of a tax that would be in Oregon, because I know just from some reading I did through the Oregonian that liquor sales are the third largest source of revenue for our state general fund. And it's the second largest source of revenue for cities and counties. So I'm trying to imagine like how big would that tax be? How big would that fee be for retailers to at least even meet that amount in our state? And how much of a burden that could be if we were to go the private route.
Yeah. I mean, when I think about privatization, here's the deal. I know everyone's like, Claudia hates taxes, whatever. I say tax the crap out of alcohol, tax the crap out of stuff like that. I'm just like, it's not a basic necessity, you guys. Like, I love liquor. Like, I love whiskey. I love a good martini. But like, when I think of the greater good of what it's going to do if you pay a little bit more, I'm like, yeah, hell yeah. I mean, please, the only thing that worries me is our bars, because we do have a really unique food and drink industry, and a lot of it does depend on this system. The reason why drinks are cheaper here than they are in Washington, aside from a lot of other socioeconomic deals,
But a big part of it is the system.
But a big part of it is our system. And people are already balking at like a $15 cocktail, or anything. So it's like, it would get more expensive, going out and having a drink.
There's all these side effects. We can't actually say for sure that it will, but it's hard to imagine that it won't. And there's all these different things it touches. And so fundamentally changing a system like that is going to have a bunch of different side effects. And it's just worth thinking about that. And are those trade-offs worth it in the end for the added convenience of being able to pick up a bottle of whiskey
at Costco?
Yeah, while you grab a 10-pound bag of avocados.
Yeah. But do you remember, I know we got to wrap up, but do you remember back in 2023 when the Oregonian found out that top executives at the Oregon Liquor, at OLCC, I was going to say the Oregon Liquor and Cannabis Commission, I was going to give the government name, its government full name. Anyhow,
OLCC,
when they found, so these top executives at OLCC were found to have been like secretly setting aside these like rare and expensive bottles. Because if you don't know, we have like a lottery system. So we as Oregonians can pay the actual price of a Pappy Van Winkle. We don't pay $200, $300 like you do in the rest of the states, because like you pay the actual retail price, which is like $38. But you have to find it. And there's a system where if you go online right now, you can find these bottles like where they're at.
Yeah, which stores have them?
Which stores have them, whatever. But also those stores have like little deals with the bars around them. You have to become friends. I'm telling you, tipping does help. So there is a system. There's basically a system where I can totally see people being like, socialism. You know, like I get it. I totally get it. I get why they're just like, let me be able to buy it, you know, for $200 as opposed to like figuring all this like bullshit out, this whole song and dance to get a bottle. But these OLCC executives were essentially rating these really expensive bottles before they hit the market. Yeah. And somehow they got tipped off. The Oregonian found out. No one got like,
seriously
no one got fired or
I think some people got fired, but like no one got arrested is what I'm saying, you know, because it's like, what? Like, oh no, you stole all the Eagle Rare, you know?
And I believe they like paid back the cost. Like there were penalties, but I don't think it was like, it didn't ruin anyone's life, you know?
But I can see why people are just like, let's privatize. And it's like, I would rather deal with some of these shenanigans than whatever privatization is going to happen, which means that we never see a Pappy Van Winkle bottle. You know what I mean?
Like, can't afford it.
Because
we'll never see it. Yeah, exactly. Oh man. So yeah, this is so interesting. I'm curious, listeners, what do you guys think? Are you for or against privatization? Portland at citycast.fm. All right, well, let's take a quick break here. And when we come back, Julia has handpicked some of your pettiest gripes. And we're going to listen to them in a segment we call We Live in a Society. All right, Julia, what are we getting into here?
Okay, so we're jumping in full throttle into We Live in a Society. If you haven't heard this on the show yet, it's basically in the spirit of the subreddit Am I the Asshole?, where people will comment a rant about something and ask the public to decide, are they the asshole? But for this segment, we've pulled from the best recent posts from the Portland subreddit's weekly rant thread, where folks will post about their most pressing gripes about Portland life in all caps. And just so everybody knows, there were 238 comments in the thread this week. And these are just the ones that stuck out to me, my judgmental eye. And I'm going to throw them at Claudia and Brian. I picked a category of oddly specific ones this week, starting with somewhat sapient. They said, to the woman in row D, section 117 at the Thorns match on Saturday, who talked so loudly I could hear her from several rows away, shut the fuck up. Stop narrating the game. Stop comparing everything to roller derby. Stop telling everyone that you are on a ski team. Nobody wants to hear about your thighs. Stop yelling, was the ref a DEI hire? And then yelling, it's okay, I have a disability, in your neighbor's ears. Oh my God. Stop calling Torden Tobin. Stop calling Sophia Wilson Smith. Stop telling the players to tackle each other and then get pissy that they are handsy on the pitch. Stop airing your friend's personal business at full volume. Wow. Just shut the fuck up and let other people enjoy the game. Came in hot with that one.
Yeah.
Brian, thoughts?
This woman sounds like a nightmare, like a menace.
Which one?
The one who's screaming one? DEI hire. Like, I'm a loud person. I don't think there's anything wrong with being loud at a sporting event, but like it does seem like they were making it about themselves at a certain point.
How loud though?
That's what I mean.
Like, do you have to be
she have a
to be like
bullhorn?
A lone voice? Like a Portland Thorns game,
they're loud.
Or a Timbers game, they're so loud.
Yeah.
So to be able to hear someone crystal clear
to get all these details.
Crazy. I mean, I don't know if I'm like, were you the friend next to her?
That'd be some Portland passive aggressiveness.
Wouldn't that be like next level? That's what I want to know. If this person was the friend next to her, then I'm like, you might be you should have just told your friend to shut the fuck up.
Then it's equal opportunity.
If you were, if she were several rows back, I'm sorry if I missed that detail. Then I'm like, this person that is yelling has to be so incredibly loud. Like, holy crap.
They were several rows away, guys. Dude. This is row D, section 117 from several rows away. That's insane. Yeah.
That's too loud. That is
wild. I will say I'm all for getting into personal conversation at sports games. I think it's a funny way for typically dudes to connect because they're like, yeah, I'm watching the game, but I'm also talking about how I'm going through a divorce. That's cute and fun. You don't need to scream about it, though.
No one needs to scream about
don't.
It. No,
there's
you
a
can
tact
whisper.
there.
Yeah. Totally.
Okay, let me give you another specific one here. This is from String of Pearls with 2 R's. If anyone knows how to get a hold of the noise officer, parentheses, not Nicholas, please let me know. It's been 3 months of the restaurant next door running their fans at 70 plus dB for 24 hours. They're only open for 4 hours. What the F? They already got a warning, and I've submitted all of my noise logs, and it's been fucking crickets from Nicholas for 40 days, and city council is on recess. I've been up since 4 a.m. because I couldn't fall back asleep. It's so loud, and I'm so tired. Also, for the love of fuck, stop for pedestrians in the crosswalks. I think this person wrote this at 4 a.m.
Strays. There's a lot of strays hitting it. I think this person is really tired.
Nah, Nicholas is on this person's shit list.
Wait, Nicholas who?
I think he's
the noise officer?
The noise officer that they've been working with and is not being responsive
Can't get
enough.
hold of.
This is so
Yeah.
eerily specific. I have more questions. Does this person live like in a house next to this restaurant, which is very rare?
The restaurant next door, maybe an apartment. They're able to measure the noise of the fans. They have 70 plus dB.
I just looked this up. Do you know, think of some common items that make a 70 dB sound. You have them in your house, just think.
Like a blender?
Like your dishwasher or washing machine or vacuum cleaner, a shower
vacuum
running.
cleaner? Vacuum cleaner and dishwasher are very different loud.
Yeah, they
I have
are
to put on
different sounds.
headphones when I vacuum clean because it's so loud. I
Maybe
don't
you have a
to
really
put-
old vacuum cleaner. I
No,
don't.
are you kidding? I don't have to put that on when I'm putting on the dishwasher. The dishwasher is not that loud. Okay, so I'm curious what the comments say.
Yeah, because I'm a little torn on this.
I'm torn, because here's the deal. I have a smell log, so I can't be all high and mighty and be like, this nerd has a sound log. I straight up have a smell log for the oil companies across the river because
you live in an area where that makes sense. Yeah.
where I'm
With
just
this one-
monitoring them.
None of the comments for this specific post stood out to me. It was a lot of emphatic support of shut that noise down, which is usually folks who are in support of noise complaints, how they roll. I always really feel suspicious about noise complaints with restaurants. I think a lot of the stuff that happens at restaurants is kind of unavoidable with the type of machinery that's being used just to run a place. And if you're right next door and it's just a fan that's running to keep the refrigerator staying cold and the freezer staying cold, what do you do about that, right? There's really not much that typical restaurant owners can afford to dampen that sound. So I would say this person is on some level the asshole. I think they're also just tired.
They sound tired.
And they're dealing
sound
with a
very
city that doesn't work. Portland, you don't work sometimes. Nicholas, come on, man. 40 days.
That's Brian's rant.
Reply to them at least. Let them know what the laws actually are, that your hands are tied to something. Don't just ghost this person. Come on,
I
Nicholas.
agree. Nicholas,
Come on,
do your job.
Nicholas.
Come on,
Nicholas is the asshole here. I said it.
Okay.
I said it.
Brian. Okay. Can I just tell you that from that story, I just need everyone to know we got literally not enough information from anyone. We just got thrown into a mess. No one's the asshole. This is just a really random, where we're just what? I want more information.
No,
Nicholas,
it's pretty
if you're
wild.
hearing us, email us. What happened?
I want to see this this noise sheet this person's been
How
Yeah, maybe
documenting all of the noise.
Honestly, I want tips. Should I be organizing my smell log better? Julia, give me one more, and then I think
I'm
we
going
gotta
to give
wrap
you
up.
one more. And this one, it's not even a point of wanting to judge this one. It's just so sad. I have to share this with y'all. So this one's from SC Demand Red in all caps. Hey, you know what's super cool is when you work with your 13-year-old son to handwrite thank you notes for his birthday presents, and he works hard and addresses stamps and put them in the outgoing mail, then some fuckstick comes by at night and steals them out of the mailbox, which I'm pretty sure is a fucking felony, opens them all, then leaves them scattered on the street. And we'd never have known if a kind neighbor hadn't brought them all back, torn open, and covered with tire tracks. Great lesson to teach a kid, you fucking scumbag piece of shit. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. In sequential order.
Finally, a real life asshole. Fuck that
That's
guy.
an asshole.
Yeah,
Fuck
my
that guy
God.
sucks.
Who's stealing letters?
heartbreaking.
Do you think they were looking for money?
Yeah, I bet
think
you they were thinking that there was
probably.
gift cards or something in
From
there.
grandma or some shit. I don't know.
Idiots.
This one, I really want to send a gigantic thank you card to this kid.
Just for
cover this,
being
like,
polite
Yeah.
and considerate.
disgusting.
and-
Okay, guys,
Incident.
whoever wrote this in, for some reason, we want to send this young man a thank you card.
Yeah, if you're hearing this.
If you're hearing this, Portland@citycast.fm, Portland@citycast.fm, please email us their contact. We will keep it confidential. We just want to send them a little something. That's so annoying.
We
Wow.
need to restore
not
humanity with this
We
one.
do need to restore, because
We
we
live in a
in
society.
a society. Jesus. Oh, Julia, thank you so much for bringing us these rants. Portlanders, I hope you know that is still a judgment-free rant zone. Please, we're not. I hope people know
taking
we're
it
not
over.
really judging. Like, we're just, we're having a good time.
We're just having some hot takes. That's
We're
all.
having some hot takes. Y'all, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Brian, Julia, appreciate you both. And also, I mean, if you're hearing this is going to be a day late, but I'm really sad to hear that Dolly Parton passed. I learned just like about it at the moment we're about to tape, and I was like, God dang, now we got to do this. What a bummer. And I don't know if anyone is at all a huge Dolly Parton fan or is like just getting into her. Check out Dolly's America. That is an amazing podcast that the people from Radiolab put out. It is so good. I'm going to link it in the show notes just because I don't hear enough people talk about it. I think it's such a good podcast. That's all. All right. Well, thanks, you guys.
Always a pleasure.
Thanks, Claudia.
That's all for today here on CityCast Portland. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed the show, share it with a friend, rate it, leave us a good review, and don't forget you can support this show and get great perks by becoming a CityCast Portland neighbor like Josh T. Just visit membership.citycast.fm. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more from around the city. Until then, see you at Slim's.